This is a message to Canada and all the American Tawagheet.
Joining or attempting to join this despicable group is a terrorist offense.
There is no legitimate reason of any kind in this country for someone to become a violent jihadist.
They feel that they can be their true self, that they don't have to perform an identity online.
I wish I'd had more courage to stand up to him and challenge everything, and I have to live with that forever.
Last year, it was revealed that 6 men left a mosque in downtown Calgary to join the Islamic State group. Some of the men lived in the tower above this mosque. Many are still wondering how the group left and why. My name is Dylan Robertson, and I'm the 2015 Michelle Lang Fellow. My series is called The Radical Reality, Canada and Homegrown Terrorism. I'm looking at the reasons why Canadians like Farhan Mohammed Sheridan joined terrorist groups.
For one reason alone. I left comfort for one reason alone.
When that video appeared online last summer, Sheridan's imam was furious.
In terms of Farhan Sheridan, I would say I have very conflicted emotions. The primary emotion probably being frustration, angry for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, here's one individual out of 1.6 billion, and they're going to judge a whole religion based upon this one individual. And you just feel sad that someone with so much potential would choose such a devastating path in life.
Homegrown terrorism has been on the public agenda for 2 years. Last October, Canada's most senior policeman revealed how many Canadians were involved in these cases.
We have about 63 active national security investigations on 90 individuals. It's nothing that I think that Canadians need to be alarmed about.
But 2 weeks later, Martin Couture-Rouleau rammed his car into 2 soldiers. And 2 days after that, Michael Zehaf-Bibeau killed a soldier and stormed Parliament Hill.
Canada's officially become one of our enemies by fighting and bombing us and creating a lot of terror in our countries and killing us and killing our innocents. You're not even safe in your own land.
I saw one guy with long hair. He had a long gun. He went inside the parliament. I heard one shot, and that's all.
The gunshots went off over, I guess, on Wellington, and then like a minute later he ran by. So I guess he had just fired his weapon and then ran across the street.
So I believe at that time I could have met my maker. We could feel, I would say, the hatred those individuals had for, I would say, normal Canadians.
Well, I didn't think it was real, because prior to this we were talking about the threats to Parliament and all these things that are going on in the world, and I was just blown away that this was actually happening.
That they were willing to attack the really core of our nation, the real fabric, the tissue of what we are, and that's exactly what they did with Corporal Nathan Cirillo.
Since the death of Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent and Corporal Nathan Cirillo, Canadian headlines have featured a steady flow of arrests and threats.
That the international jihadist movement has declared war. And they have declared war on any country like ourselves that values freedom, openness, and tolerance. And we may not like this and wish it would go away, but it is not going to go away.
As of last October, 145 young Canadians were fighting alongside terror groups. Some of them used to play hockey, like Ottawa's John Maguire.
I was one of you. I was a typical Canadian. I grew up on the hockey rink and spent my teenage years on stage playing guitar. You either pack your bags or you prepare your explosive devices.
In January, the government introduced Bill C-51.
Months ago, to strengthen our security agencies and to help make Canadians safer, our government introduced a strong new bill, the Anti-Terrorism Act 2015.
The bill gives police and spies more investigation powers and allows police to arrest people they believe might commit a terrorist act. Bill C-51 sparked protests across the country. The government also gave the RCMP $200 million to help investigate terrorist threats. Yet communities across Canada are working to pull young people away from radicalization. They say the government hasn't done enough to stop people from entering terrorism investigations.
Oh, there's been absolutely no investment made in preventative work. That's absolutely horrific.
Terror groups claim that there is a war against Islam, and that message is resonating. The idea appears throughout the propaganda coming out of Syria, and in the messages of this Winnipeg man.
They feel a deep sense of injustice is happening around the world. They feel like they have to do something about it. They feel like the world is ignoring it.
And experts worry that our political rhetoric is only making it worse.
Yeah, frankly, if you don't like that or don't want to do that, stay the hell where you came from is the way. And I think most Canadians feel the same.
Those who want to lure them to say that, can't you see they hate you? Can't you see that the world has declared war on Islam? That is the glucose, the energy source that keeps this train going.
The Prime Minister says that there is no excuse for Canadians to commit terror, regardless of their motivation.
There is no legitimate reason of any kind in this country for someone to become a violent jihadist or a terrorist.
Meanwhile, parents say they need help to spot radicalization. The stigma makes them feel afraid to reach out. Those who have lost their children live with regret.
I wish I'd had more courage to stand up to him and challenge everything, and realize that what I was feeling that was uncomfortable, I needed to fight for him. And I let fears come in and push it aside too easily. And I have to live with that forever.
This fall, a post-media series investigates why Canadians radicalize, how it affects their communities, and what can be done to stop it. The Radical Reality, Canada and Homegrown Terrorism.